Hello friends. So now we are dealing with class 12, the third chapter, human reproduction. We have completed till menstruation, and now we will be coming ahead with the fertilization and implantation. Okay? So during copulation, what happens? The semen is going to enter, semen which is released by the penis, it will be entering into the vagina. This particular process is known as insemination. Now the sperm is motile. Okay, so the sperm is motile, so it is going to pass through the cervix and it is going to enter into the uterus, and finally it will reach into the ampular region of the fallopian tube. You remember the fallopian tube? So if you look down here, this is the ampular region, so it will reach here. Okay, now so fertilization, it can only happen when the ovum and the sperm is transported to the ampular region at the same time. Okay, so this is why that all copulations are not going to lead to the fertilization and pregnancy. So they should reach at the same time, and that is when the fertilization is going to occur. Now what is fertilization? Fertilization is the process of fusion of the sperm and the ovum. So the sperm and ovum is going to fuse together, and that is known as fertilization. So during fertilization, what happens? Sperm will come in contact with the zona pellucida. So zona pellucida, you see this range that is there. So here you have the zona pellucida, which is a layer on of the ovum, and this induces changes in the membrane that will block any entry of the additional sperm. So once one of the sperm enters, so you see one of the sperm will enter, it will make some changes on the zona pellucida so that no other sperm is able to enter. Okay, so what happens? The secretion of the acrosome. So remember, the sperm's head has got, there had been an acrosome. So this acrosome, whatever was there, the secretion of the acrosome, which will help the sperm enter into the cytoplasm of the ovum through the zona pellucida and the plasma membrane. So these will induce a completion of the meiotic division of the secondary oocyte. So there is a now the second meiotic division is also unequal, and there is a formation of the polar body that is there. Okay, second polar body and a haploid ovum, which is the oocyte. Now soon the haploid nucleus of the sperm and that of the ovum will fuse, and they will form the zygote. Okay, so there will be a fusion and then they will form the zygote. Okay, now if you see, we already know that the X and X, if it combines, it will be giving a female. If X and Y combines, it will be giving a male. Therefore, all haploid gametes which is produced by the female have sex hormones X, whereas those produced by the male, which is sperm, has got X and Y. So a female will have XX, whereas a male will have X and Y. Okay, and it is depending on the combination, whether it is going to, if X and X is combining, it is going to be a female, and if X and Y is going to combine, it is going to be a male. Okay, so this is how it is forming. Next, coming to the development stages which is there. Okay, so there is a mitotic division which starts in the zygote, and it will move through the isthmus. So it is going to move through the isthmus, and herein there will be a division of 2, 4 and 8 daughter cells. So this particular stage of 8 daughter cells, then we have 16 that will be formed. So there will be a continuous movement that is taking place, and here we are going to form the blastomeres. There is a blastomere. Now the embryo with 8 to 16 blastomeres, it is called as the morula. So 8 to 16 blastomere, this stage is known as the morula. Okay, so the morula, it will continue to divide again, and they will transform to the blastocyst stage, something like this, a blastocyst stage. Now what happens here? So in the blastocyst stage, it will move to the uterus. Okay, so the blastomeres in the blastocyst are arranged into the outer layer. This outer layer is known as the topoblast. Okay, and there is an inner cell mass which is there. Okay, the tropoblast layer, it gets attached to the endometrium, and the inner cell mass gets differentiated as embryo. Now after attachment, the uterine cell, it will divide rapidly and cover the blastocyst. As a result, what will happen? As a result, the blastocyst will get embedded into the endometrium, and this is called the implantation, and it leads to pregnancy. So for the implantation to occur, all the steps are required. So it will start, the fusion will take place, there will be the zygote formation, then the blastocyst will happen, we have the morula stage, and then finally we have the blastocyst stage. Okay, all right. Next, coming to pregnancy and embryonic development that takes place. Okay, so after implantation, there is a finger-like projection which is there on the tropoblast, and this is known as chorionic villi. So this is known as chorionic villi. Which surrounds by the uterine tissue and maternal blood. So this is completely surrounded by the tissue and the maternal blood that you see here. Now this chorionic villi and uterine tissue, they become interdigitated with each other, and they jointly form a structure which is known as placenta. Okay, so it is required for the development of the fetus. Now the placenta, it will facilitate oxygen and nutrients, and it will also remove the waste like carbon dioxide or the waste materials which is there. This everything will be done through a connection which is known as umbilical cord. So umbilical cord is the connectivity. Okay, so the placenta is connected to the embryo through umbilical cord, which helps in the transportation of the substances. Now placenta, it acts as an endocrine tissue. So it produces various hormones like human chorionic gonadotropin HCG hormone, human placental lactogen HPL hormone, estrogen, progesterone, etc. Now in the later phase of pregnancy, what happens is there is a hormone called as relaxin which is being secreted by the ovary. Okay, now so all these hormones that I talked about will happen only during pregnancy. Alright, so what happens here? So we have that during pregnancy, now the level of the hormones will increase. There is an increase in the level of the hormones. Okay, so there is an increased production of hormones which is essential for the growth of the fetus. Okay, so immediately after placentation, what happens? Immediately after implantation, what happens? The inner cell embryo, it will start differentiating into the outer layer which is the ectoderm and the inner layer which is the endoderm. Okay, now the middle layer, there is a middle layer from ectoderm to endoderm which is known as the mesoderm. Okay, so a layer has been formed, and these three layers give rise to all the tissues. So they are very totipotent. They can go ahead and give rise to any organs. Now that is why it's called the stem cells, and it is said to preserve the stem cells. Okay, now the pregnancy, it lasts for 9 months. Okay, so that is a gestation period. What do we call the period of pregnancy as? We call it as gestation period. Gestation period is the period of pregnancy, which is usually 9 months in human beings. Okay, fine. So the first sign of growing fetus, it may be noticed by listening to the heartbeat sound. So first thing that occurs is the heartbeat. Okay, so you can hear the heartbeat of the child, which happens as first things. By the end of the second month of pregnancy, the fetus develops limbs and digits. So there is small development of the limbs, and by the end of 12 weeks, that is the first trimester, most of the organ system will get developed along with the external genital organs. Now the first movement of the fetus and the appearance of hair on the head, it is usually observed after the 5th month. Okay, and by the end of 24 weeks, the body is covered with fine hair, eyelids separate, and eyelashes are formed, and end of 9 months of pregnancy of the fetus is fully delivered, and it is ready for delivery. Once it is ready for delivery, then we go into the parturition. Now parturition is what? Parturition is nothing but the process of delivery of the fetus. So there is a vigorous contraction that is taking place of the muscles, okay, of the uterus muscles, so that there is the delivery which will take place. Now parturition is induced by complex neuroendocrine mechanism. So the signal for parturition will originate by the fetus itself, and the placenta, it will induce mild uterine contraction. So the fetus will give the signal for parturition, and the placenta also will induce mild contractions, which is fetal ejection reflex. So now what happens? This triggers the formation of the oxytocin. Okay, again on a hormone that is released, oxytocin. Now the oxytocin acts on the uterine muscles, and this causes the uterine muscles for strong contraction. So this again will increase the amount of oxytocin, further secretion of oxytocin. There is a further contraction that will happen. Again, this will be result in the release of oxytocin. So this is how there is the expulsion of the baby through from the uterus through the birth canal, that is parturition. Now when this is formed, there is another hormone which is being released. Okay, so there is the lactation that will occur. So the mammary glands also, there is lot of changes that is happening. So they will undergo differentiation during pregnancy, and they will start producing milk. So there is a lactogen. So there is a lactation that is happening. So these helps the mother to feed the newborn baby. The first milk that comes out, that is called as colostrum, which contains several antibodies. Okay, which is absolutely essential for the development of the new child. So breastfeeding during initial periods of infant growth is recommended by doctors for bringing up a healthy baby. Thank you.